Hi everyone, welcome to another devlog. It's been a while since I made the last one, so I thought it could be interesting to show you some progress to the game I've been working on. For those who are new here, I am making a 2D action platform Metroidvania, inspired by games such as American McGee, Alice, Ori series Little Nightmares, and just to name a few. It's going to be set in a dark, whimsical world where you are going to encounter all sorts of characters and bizarre situations. Of course, there is more to that, it's going to have a story, but I'm going to reveal that later on. Anyway, this video is going to be all about how I made this monster, which is going to appear in the game, of course, as a boss fight. So the idea behind these monsters was to have this mix of machine and organic body parts. So I decided to go with a toad mixed up a bit with a turtle and have various things that come out of its back. So at first I wasn't really sure what those things are going to be. That's why you will see some transformations and changes on the overall design of the creature. Another change that I made was to make the monster a bit less bulky and stretch the neck a bit more to make it more imposing. So the things that come out of this monster were inspired by a documentary where I've seen like certain types of parasitic wasps that lay eggs inside other insects such as butterflies. It's really fascinating but also a bit gross, but regardless it worked as a source of inspiration. So after finishing the overall design I realized I had like a billion layers and yeah, I had to deal with all of them, which was quite difficult, I have to admit. Especially when it comes to creating all the bones and the skeleton part. Yeah, all these things took me a while. One of the most challenging parts was to figure out how to make this thing come out of the belly of this creature, and also how to animate it. So the first thing that I did not work at all. I just moved layers around and bones and I couldn't figure out how to get in the right position. But then I realized I can actually animate in reverse, from the end point where things are going to end to where things start, and then I can just invert the frames. It's that simple. So in case you have something a little bit more complicated to animate with plenty of layers, you can do that. It's going to save you a lot of time. I also tried to experiment a bit with inverse kinematics, but it did not work as I expected, so yeah, I gave up on that quickly. This type of animation required way more control that inverse kinematics doesn't always allow. So this is how things turned out to be. I also added some particle effects and a few sounds to bring everything to life. Actually, a friend helped me with the growling sounds. Now I made another animation where the creature moves a bit back and forth. I was really curious how that is going to look, and to be frank, it doesn't look that bad. Obviously needs more polishing, but that's a job for a total different day. So the last thing I want to announce is that I'm really interested in accelerating a bit the process of this game, so I'm considering some sort of financing like a Kickstarter campaign. So if you're interested in following this project and more devlogs and tutorials, maybe consider liking and subscribing. And see you next time, bye bye!